Now, welcome back to Horror Fest. It's the final fright night. And wouldn't you know it, it's Halloween. The one night of the year where the veil is thin, the candy is thick, and something wicked always comes home to trick or slaughter. Tonight's tale is no treat. It's a razor blade hidden in a caramel apple. A devilish little boy named Damion goes missing on Halloween night and turns up as cold as a corpse's handshake. His candy scattered, his throat cut, and his hand missing in action. Was it a graveyard ghoul, little sweet slasher, or maybe a teenage terror with a taste of trickery? This town is full of suspects, but only you can tell us who really killed the devil in disguise. And before we dive into our deadly devourer into the fog, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Otherwise, you might miss your own ending. And hit that like button too. It's dying for attention. Just give it a tap, like you're severing a hand clean off. Now then, on to tonight's story. I call this one, Who Killed Damion? Enjoy!
Wilmington's a town that sags under its own weight. Houses lean like they're drunk. Streets twist into dead ends, and pumpkins rot on the porch before October's half done. The air is thick, damp with wet leaves and a sour tang that sticks in your throat. Halloween night, just past dusk, fog rolls in, swallowing the chatter of kids. Ghosts, witches, superheroes, scrambling for candy. Among them is Damion Wheeler, 11, wiry, in a devil costume too big for him. His plastic pitchfork glows green under the street lights. His gap-toothed grin flashes as he swings his bag of candy, sneakers slapping the cracked pavement. But somewhere between the old oak on Sycamore Lane and the rusty cemetery gate, Damion vanishes. By 9 p.m., his mother, drunk from cheap wine, stumbles onto her sagging porch, slurring his name into the mist.
Hey, Damion, hey, Damion, you get back here!
Only the wind answers, cold and sharp. By midnight, panic grips the town. Flashlights carve through the fog. Voices shout, boots crunch through the gravel. Hours before dawn, a scream splits the night. They find him in a ditch behind the abandoned Miller barn, sprawled among the weeds and broken boards. His devil costume shredded and soaked red, clinging to a small frame. His throat slashed ear to ear, a jagged wound grinning like the pumpkins flickering on the porches. Blood pools under him, black in the moonlight, seeping into the dirt. His candy scattered, lollipops, gumdrops, wrappers flickering like moths. His left hand's gone, hacked off at the wrist, the stump raw and glistening. The town mutters about a drifter, some faceless monster passing through. But fear threads deeper. The truth's closer, hiding in plain sight. Someone's hand carries Damion's blood. Let's meet the suspects, a rotten bunch, each one steeped in suspicion. Earl Grayson in his 50s, Wilmington cemetery keeper, is a hulking figure with a face like scarred meat. His eyes sunken, hands calloused from digging graves. He reeks of whiskey and damp earth, living in a shack by the cemetery, steps from where Damion's body was found. Halloween night, he says he was digging a fresh plot, alone, muttering to the headstones about keeping the dead quiet. No one saw him. Earl despised kids, calling them pests for trampling his graves. Damion once carved his initials into a headstone, giggling as Earl chased him with a raised shovel, bellowing threats. That shovel's edge, honed from years of breaking dirt, could have sliced the throat, or a hand, in just one swing. A week after the murder, Earl's raking leaves when the air turns sharp, like eyes on his neck. In the fog, a small figure flickers, horned, holding a glowing pitchfork. It's gone when he blinks, but his rake snaps in his hands, splintering, biting his palms. That night, he wakes to candy corn scattered across his floor, yellow, orange, and white like tiny teeth. The windows open, curtains stained red fluttering like they're alive. Marjorie Tate, 63, runs the candy shop on Main Street. She's all smiles, rounded cheeks, floral dresses, but there's a bitter edge beneath, like sugar gone bad. Childless by choice, her shop's a shrine to her late husband, a taxidermist whose stuffed squirrel Damion once mocked, chucking a pebble that cracked his glass eye. Halloween night, Marjorie handed out fudge, her apron dusted with sugar. Damion grabbed a piece, bolted and yelled,
"Thanks, Candy Killer."
his taunt echoing as he vanished. She said that's the last time she saw him, her smile tight. Marjorie's fudge has a dark history. A kid nearly choked on it last year. She blamed the children, her voice cutting like glass. Damion taunted her the loudest, shouting Candy Killer through the windows for weeks. Her hands, steady from the years of slicing taffy, wielded a cleaver in the shop's back room, sharp enough to cut flesh or bone clean. A week later, she's closing up shop when a jar of Jawbreaker shattered on its own, spilling across the floor. In the glass case reflection, she sees Damion pointing with a bloody stump. Days after, her fudge pot boils unlit, bubbling red and thick, reeking of copper. Then there's Tucker Vance, 17, Wilmington's troublemaker. Lanky, greasy hair, always flipping a switchblade with a quick snap. He's as mean as a snake, grinning when he hears something small. Halloween night, he claims he was smoking behind a gas station, alone, no witnesses. Tucker clashed with Damion often. The kid trailed him, chattering, idolizing him. Tucker shoved him into the mud once, sneering, calling him a leech. Near the barn, a tree bears a fresh carved pitchfork, Tucker style, cut with the blade he carries. That switchblade could have slit a throat, taken a hand in a flash of temper. Days after the murder, Tucker's room goes ice cold. His radio is spitting static. A voice cuts through. Damion's, small and sharp.
"Not fast enough, Tuck."
Something slams the wall. Plaster dust falling. His windows smeared with blood, spelling mine in jagged streaks. Heart pounding, he grips his switchblade, only to find his handle slick with fresh blood. Warm, dripping, like it just been used. He scrambles to wipe it clean, but the stain won't fade, and his hands tremble as the room grows colder, the air thick with the smell of copper. Weeks passed, and Wilmington feels cursed. Fog chokes the streets, frost biting deep. Damion's shadow lingers. Handprints appear in the graveyard dirt. Too small, too fresh. Marjorie's mirrors crack, reflecting a boy who shouldn't be there. Tucker's blade vanishes, only to reappear in his door, dripping red each dawn. No one's found Damion's hand. No trace in the ditch. No whispers of it. Earl's shovel gleams too clean. Marjorie's cleaver hangs spotless, and Tucker won't say where his blade's been. The killer walks free, stained by Wilmington's secrets. Damion's blood demands an answer, but the town stays silent, its truth buried in the dark.
Wow, Fright fans. That's the tale of Damion Wheeler, snuffed out in his devilish prime. The trick-or-treater who got the ultimate trick. Wilmington's secret's deeper than a vampire's crypt, and Damion's candy-coated curse gives the town a real handful of horrors. Looks like in Wilmington the only thing rottener than the pumpkins is the neighbors. So, keep your hands to yourself, or someone might take one for a keepsake. If this spine chiller gave you a thrill worth sharing, don't be stingy. Pass this episode along to your friends. Spread the fright like a good little ghoul. And while you're at it, creep on over to our merch store. Grab a t-shirt, grab a little mug, or something spooky to keep those pesky trick-or-treaters guessing. Next time on Terror Tales, we got a real feast for you fiends. The Grayson family road trip takes a detour when the car breaks down on a lonely road. The tow truck, the creepy farmhouse, and some eager hosts to set the table for a holiday gone wrong. Tune in to see what's simmering in this twisted Thanksgiving tale. Now, here's your chance to play detective, you morbid masterminds. Who sliced Damion's throat and took the hand? Earl? Marjorie? Or was it Tucker? Drop your guess in the comments below and tell us why you think they're the rotten apple in this murderous bunch. We're dying to hear your theories. Until next time, remember, when the fog grows in and the candy's scattered, don't shake hands with the devil unless you're ready to lose one.